I am a CEO, and many of you here are CFOs, you are finance executives, and you are financial students. I have one challenge when connecting with you in the area of finance. And that is that we have a huge difference, or natural difference, in our perspectives because of our different roles. This means that I expect that 80% of you in this room will be skeptical to what I'm going to tell you. 80%. That means that 20% of you will be open to these ideas and to the future that has already arrived. For those of you who will be and who are skeptical, it's okay, of course. I just wish you listen and stay the whole duration, 15 minutes, because I have a model that will enrich and enhance your career. I have a model that will change finance forever. Finance Unleashed takes the inefficient money flows in the supply chains of non-financial companies and unleashes them. A couple of years ago, Forbes magazine and KPMG interviewed internationally 371 CEOs and chairpersons on what they believed about CFO future role. They had two important conclusions. 2/3 of them said that the role of the CFO is the C role that would change the most, and it will have to be more business focused. 1/3, 1 of 3, believe that their current CFO will not be able to make this transition. 1/3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Well, you get it. I know that change is painful, sometimes extremely painful, yet it is necessary if the alternative is a disaster. If the alternative means that your business is disrupted. Welcome to Finance Unleashed. Finance is leashed, not unleashed. The role of finance is to ensure compliance, stability, and to be the holder of truth, right? This is the inside-out role of finance that can be optimized with what we so exquisitely heard Anders and Michael today present business partnering. This role will remain with the CFO. Yeah? Yet, the CFO also owns and controls the financial supply chain. The role to eradicate cost and eradicate financial waste, and the responsibility to add superior financial value to the customers. Will you in here take this outside-in role? Will you in here unleash finance? Nowadays, it takes only 18 hours to manufacture a car, 1/8. Meanwhile, it takes 48 hours to send a cross-border payment. Right? And if we do it on a Friday, it takes 96 hours. I know that you in the finance want to be strategic leaders. And you have the tool for it. And the tool is the financial supply chain. And remember, you own and you control the financial supply chain. So let's look at what does strategic mean? Well, from a CEO and from a chairperson perspective, in this context, there are two important parameters: revenues and costs. Revenue generation and revenue growth is strategic. Cost management is operational or tactical at most. Because we cannot starve ourselves into market leadership. Because we cannot fend off disruption through starvation. Therefore, a complete CFO focuses both on revenue generation and growth and cost management. A complete CFO adds the outside-in row to the inside-out row. And listen now, because this is the role, the opportunity you have in finance. It is to take the financial supply chain through the same type of improvements as we've done with the physical chain the past 40 to 50 years. Finance role has grown, so you can grow too. Now, the financial supply chain is chopped up in silos, both inside and outside the company. When the logistical chain is almost seamless, there's basically no interaction between the financial stakeholders. Of course, this makes the financial chain inefficient, expensive, and slow. So the first you should do, I would say, is to consider all these disjointed links and form them into a chain, a financial chain inside and outside your company. From start to finish and over the whole supply chain. I know it's the end of the day, huh? And you probably wonder why I show lions here. And the reason is that I love lions. The lion leads a team of other lions and acts as their leader. Lions jointly attack and kill animals much larger than themselves. And the team of lions is always ready to jointly attack, but only does so when necessary. The lion's attitude is geared towards team spirit, balance, reciprocity, and reason. That's the reason I love lions. Is the CFO office acting like a team of lions, jointly attacking the challenges? Isn't it so, if we go in and look at it, that many of the targets in the CFO office even contradict one another? Huh? The CPO wants to pay early, and the treasurer wants to postpone payment terms to suppliers. Huh? When we all need to pull in the same direction to get to where we want. This is the reason why we need to start by aligning our targets, right? And in order to be strategic, the targets have to have a revenue focus. That is, they should be customer-centric. And you, as the CFO or financial manager leader, you are responsible to align the financial team. Let's put this into context. Jens Harser in the morning basically told us this: no business plan survives contact with the customer. Why? Because business is not about planning any longer. And disruption is definitely not about planning. It is about experimentation. It is about a customer-centric mindset. And approaching the financial value chain as a seamless process over the whole supply chain, where you can apply Lean Six Sigma and eradicate all non-value added activities from the customer's perspective. And always keep in mind that what is important is not necessarily strategic. For instance, toilet paper is important. Sometimes really important. Let's go on to reconsider the working capital starvation game that most companies play. Isn't it counterproductive to push working capital up and down the supply chain and just expecting the customer to pay for it? In fact, outsourcing working capital requirements means insourcing the responsibility for innovation. And the research is clear, utterly clear. Big companies are really bad at disruptive innovation, and sometimes even on innovation. When small companies are really good at it, many of them. So when big companies starve small companies for cash, the small companies can't afford to innovate, and you open up the supply chain for disruption. Singularity University in San Francisco and here in Copenhagen has a leader called Salim Ismail. He says like this: you are either the disruptive or the disruptor. There's no middle ground. And that is exactly the reason why finance must be unleashed. Finance needs to go from one balance sheet view to supply chain. The financial resources in the supply chain has to be used optimally. And the financial supply chain has to be less of an ecosystem fight and more of an ecosystem play. And finance needs to innovate customer value. And you, as the CFO, you own and you control the financial supply chain. Right? Isn't that so? Yes. And then I say, congratulations to you. It has never been a better time to be a CFO or a finance professional. The opportunities are humongous. We managed to manufacture a car in 18 hours, but it takes 48 to 96 hours to send a payment. And in Sweden, they just automated the process of bank account closing. And it got from 5 minutes when it was manual to 14 days, 336 hours. The inefficiencies in the financial supply chain, both corporate and non-corporate, is enormous. And this is exactly your opportunity. If you are among the 20% in here that I estimate that has a CEO perspective, if you are among one of those who want to add to the inside-out perspective, the outside-in perspective, by all means, contact me. There's so much to do. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a long day, and the time has come to be or not to be the lion. 1, 2, 3. The choice is yours. Thank you.